Ariana Grande Christmas and Chill album energy in this frame right now. I've even got a hazelnut cappuccino. Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing really well this wonderful crisp winter's Tuesday morning. I'm filming a Q&A today, just have a nice little chill, catch up, talk about a few things. Yeah, I've been slacking. You don't need me to tell you I've been slacking. I think it's quite evident, and I'm hoping this video will be a nice sort of turning leaf so I can just stop going on about this all the time and almost get my closure on it a little bit, I guess. What's up, bestie? Guys, Haz is here. She's staying with me for a few days, so I have a roommate. Before I get into this video, we actually have a really exciting and really special sponsor. I feel so incredibly lucky that this brand have wanted to work with me. It means a lot. The sponsor of this part of today's video is BetterHelp, and BetterHelp will be very relevant to the things I'm going to be talking about today. BetterHelp is an online therapy service which will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. It's not a crisis line, it's not self-help, it is professional therapy all done online. I know for a lot of people the biggest and the scariest thing when you are looking for therapy to better your life and better yourself as a human being, I am actually a massive believer. I just think everyone should get therapy. It can be quite daunting to go and meet someone or be face to face with someone, and whilst I would always encourage it, I totally get it, I totally understand. So BetterHelp can be done all in the comfort of your own home, through video calls, through phone calls. It's a lot less expensive than traditional therapy, and you can log into your account at any time to talk to your therapist. They're also amazing enough to offer financial aid because BetterHelp really believe that everyone has the right and deserves to live your best life, honey. Don't we all? On God. If you are assigned a therapist and you feel like it's not really working, I think that's a big thing too. Everyone needs different things from different therapists. You kind of have to go through a few, talking from experience. It's absolutely free of charge to change your therapist because they want you to have who is right for you. I'm gonna have all the relevant Hello. I'm going to have all the relevant BetterHelp information on screen here as well as in the description box, and they've actually been lovely enough to offer all of you lovely wonderful people 10% off your first month of therapy. You can visit BetterHelp/Flossie and join the millions of people who are choosing to live happier. Once again, the biggest thank you to BetterHelp. I think this is honestly one of the most special sponsorships I've ever done, and I'm so proud and so happy to be working with such a wonderful brand, and I hope maybe this can help some of you who need it. Anyway, questions time. Here we go. Starting off with the most simple, how are you really doing at the moment? Sending lots of love. Thank you so much, that's very sweet. At the moment I'm doing really good, but I'm definitely realizing that it is going to be ebbs and flows all throughout. And I also think because I've been practicing mindfulness so much and sort of feeling present in happiness when I'm happy and then feeling present in sadness when I'm sad, I've definitely realized that when I'm happy I kind of just think, oh, this is forever now, like I'm gonna feel like this all the time and this is so great and I'm not sad anymore and nothing's gonna affect me, and it's definitely not the case. I can have a really awful day, like a really just triggered by absolutely nothing, just a really horrible day where I don't even want to get out of bed. And it's always the weirdest thing because when you talk about being sad, you say you have no motivation for anything. I think a lot of people think, oh, you just don't have motivation to work or motivation to go to the gym, like things we always talk about being motivated for. But I'm talking, I don't want to move, I don't want to eat, I don't want to even get myself a coffee, I don't want to brush my teeth, I don't want to get in the shower. Like all those really simple everyday things just feel so, sorry, I feel like I'm not looking at the camera because I'm nervous. All those really simple things feel so unattainable and just so hard, and it's so, what is the point? And it's the weirdest mindset to be in, and I feel like people won't understand unless you've been in that. Luckily those days have been super sparse recently. There was a stage where it just felt like all the time, and it was weeks of it, and it was like weeks where I'd shower, and that felt like a huge achievement. Working on not getting down on myself or feeling like I'm backtracking when I do have those days, or even when I just have an hour of being sad, or a whole day of it, or maybe a week of it, which, as I said, luckily hasn't been happening at the moment. But I'm also aware that, as I said, when I do have a happy day or I do have a happy week, I think I'm instantly a-okay again, and I can go back to partying a few times a week, and I can go back to not going to the gym anymore, and not eating healthy food, and not journaling, and not doing these things that got me to that place. And actually I really need those. I really need that stability in my life, because kind of backtracking and going back to old habits, which I will be able to do one day and be fine, puts me back into that like sadness. Did that even make sense? I don't know. But yeah, I am good, thank you, at the moment, and I hope everyone else is as well. I also feel like I've just wanted to kind of film this video for ages, and just for so long, even if I was going through a bit of a rough patch or something, I never wanted to bring it to YouTube, or never felt the need to put it on YouTube. But it just feels like, because it's been such a while now, not gonna lie, like it has been a few months of it, and it's been a few months of ups and downs. I never want anyone to worry, so I'd rather just like sit here, which, bless all of you, I get so many, you know, comments and stuff being like, I'm really worried about you, Floss, and honestly, please, I feel a piece of fluff in my hair. I get so many comments, and so many of you guys are worried about me, and honestly, you really don't need to. It's not that bad. I'm not in a crisis. I'm a normal girl trying to navigate her way through life, and also doing it on the internet, so it's kind of interesting one, sticky one still. Why do I actually sound like a man? Of course, we have the, do you have a boyfriend? No, I don't have a boyfriend. I feel like you would know if I had a boyfriend. You guys are so smart. I honestly think you find out everything. You find out things before I've even found them out. I don't have a boyfriend, and I'm completely fine with that. I was saying to someone actually last night, I was like, I feel like if I wanted a boyfriend, I could like get a, no, that sounds, if I wanted a boyfriend, I could get a boyfriend. I never crave a relationship, like I never crave that, but I do think, oh my god, like I can't wait till I meet someone who like I'm in love with. Do you know what I mean? Like love seems like such a distant thing to me. Like I haven't met anyone in so long where I've been like, I think like I could fall in love. Whoa, we're really going here. I haven't met someone in so long where I'm like, oh my god, I think I could be falling in love with you. And it's like, I don't even know if it's attainable for me, which obviously is so stupid. I've only been single for like a couple of years. I'm super lucky, like I really get the satisfaction and that sort of fulfillment from my friends that I think a lot of people look for in a relationship, and I know that that is just like a super blessed, privileged position to be in. And I also think it's always so weird the way when people are like, oh, they want a relationship or they're seeking a relationship, lots of people are like, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't search for anyone, you shouldn't do it. I'm like, it's kind of human nature to want to search for a partner. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It doesn't mean you don't like yourself, doesn't mean you don't like your life. I don't know, I think it's always a really weird one. But no, I'm not like actively really looking, and I'm not like looking for it in the people I date, but it's just like, if it happens, it happens, and in the meantime I'm doing my thing, and I'm very happy doing that. Wait, I'm like, why do I have a boyfriend? But if any boys want to hit me up and win me a big fat teddy at Winter Wonderland, there is a spot there that it would look quite good. Someone said, are you thinking of buying a house? Definitely. Not a house, because I would like to stay living in London, and I'm not a member of the Rothschild family. Talking of the Rothschild family, the box next to us last night, I was at WizKid last night, thanks Super Jai for taking me and Lewis to WizKid. We had the bloody time of our lives. There was a box next to us that said the Rothschild, and I was like, oh my god, the Rothschild. And I was telling Izzy and Lewis all about the Rothschild family, and I'm 99% sure I was chatting out my arse and I had absolutely none of the information correct, but I'm pretty sure they own like all the oil in the world. Is that true? I don't know. As I said, I was one double gin lemonade down, probably chatting out my arse. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, buying. I would love to buy. Anyone who knows me, I'm just such a home, I'm like really a homebody. I love my home. It's like my little bubble, and the thought of like having my own place, like it being my own. I can nail things into the walls, command strips. Get away, never heard of her. That is the dream. And I was saying to myself for so long, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy at the end of this lease, which finishes in summer of 2022. I keep forgetting whether we're on 2021 or 2022. I kept saying to myself I was gonna buy in the summer of 2022, and I didn't think that through because that would mean I'd have to start looking now. I forgot that the house buying process is such a long thing, and I'm just definitely not ready for it, to put it bluntly. I'm just not ready for it. I'm not in the financial position I'd like to be just yet to get the sort of place I want to get. I really don't feel a sense of urgency with it, which I used to. And I also, this is something I want to talk about really quickly. Doing what we do quite often around a lot of older people, and one of my biggest pet peeves in life is people telling me what I should be doing, what I should be doing with my money. I'm silly for not putting my money in this. I need to be buying crypto. I didn't ask. Okay, babe? I didn't ask. I'm a 20-year-old girl. I don't have to have everything figured out. I do with my money is so my business. It's such a personal thing. I don't need to start investing in property. I don't need to be a landlady. I don't know how to do that. Like, I'm busy as it is. I want to go out and just enjoy being young, and I'm not stupid with my money. I know I'm not. Like, I have my mum and dad, my family. My accountant would be the first people to tell me if I was. It really bugs me, and it is especially, I hate to say it, it's men who do it. It's like men in their 30s. I'm like, babe, are you looking at me just thinking I'm so stupid? It's really, they patronize. I don't know if they realize they're doing it, whether they probably just think they're being helpful, but it does just come across very patronizing. And I'm not, you know, I'm not some, oh god, I've just really muffed up my hair. I'm not some 20-year-old little bimbo. Like, I'd like to think I kind of know what I'm doing, so don't talk to me like that. Thank you. You're done. You're done. But yeah, just went off on a whole tangent. I would really love to buy. It will probably be in 2023 or the end of 2022 if I'm lucky. But I'm very happy living here. I have no problem renting, destigmatized renting. It's not a huge throwaway of money because you're getting experiences, and it's wonderful, and I love being here, and it makes me happy, and all my work is around me and all my friends are around me, and it's bloody great, Darren. So you get off your high horse, let's go for brunch together and be nice to each other. Do you prefer living alone? I don't really think I'm going to talk about like what I prefer. Obviously it's two very different experiences. Both have their ups, and both, I don't even want to say downs. It's just different. Like, it is so different. Living alone I do really enjoy, but I think I've had a bit of a bumpy start to it, if I'm being completely honest. Obviously my mental's been a little bit all over the place, and also my mental's been all over the place because it was just a bit like circumstantial, just some stuff, man. Just some life stuff happened. You can't run from that stuff. Like, you can't predict it's gonna happen, and sometimes it just all comes in a huge great big bout. And I also don't, this is not me, don't think it's things you think you might have seen online. Don't go crazy, don't go start speculating, because you would never, you could not know, you know. I don't want to get into it, but things you would never know about, things that some of my friends don't even know about, some things that my family don't even know about, some things that are just completely to do with me, or some bad things that happen to me that have nothing to do with anyone else, or no one's fault. Just want to put that out there. This is not a let's go and try and figure everything out, because you're never gonna figure it out, babe, okay? So it was a bit of a bumpy start into it, but now that I'm feeling better and I am feeling like so much happier and so much more whole, I do really love living on my own. And I'm also getting better at having people into my flat, which sounds so silly, but I think when you ask, well, for me anyway, when I'm sad, I just want to like lock myself away. So living alone kind of just really enabled that, and I could do that, and I could go weeks without seeing anyone, which I started to do. I love having my own space. I am a bit of a control freak. I think I am. I've always known I am, and if I ever move in with someone again, I pray for them, because I'm gonna have to adapt. I pray for myself, honestly, because I'm gonna have to adapt. But no, I do really enjoy it, and I'd also encourage people to do it. I actually think it's probably really important you do it at least once in your life. When I lived at home, obviously I left college to do YouTube full time, so I spent so much time on my own anyway. It was never too big of a worry living on my own, because I was quite an alone person anyway. I don't get lonely, I just more so, the thing is that sometimes I kind of want to be lonely and have to be like, no, Flossie, socialise, it's important. Oh, next question is, would your younger self be proud of you? Oh my god, yeah, I think she would. Weirdly enough, I've been recording loads of voice notes recently about the way I'm feeling. It's just like a really good way to talk about things and get things out, and then it's also really interesting to go back and listen to them. I could be sat on my bedroom floor crying, filming a voice note, and then the next day I'm like walking through Kensington Gardens and I'm so happy and I'm feeling so good. And it's really good to like keep perspective that they've tried to deliver this Motel Rocks package like 5 times now. It's really good to keep perspective that a bad day can just last a day, you know, so when you go through it again, it's like, it's just a day, it's just a day. I really recommend it. And in one of the voice notes, I was talking about how, this was when I was like going through a bit more of a rough patch. I was talking about how I'd been feeling like so connected to myself as a child, and like myself as like a little girl, and I've been thinking about it so much, and I felt like I'd really let her down because I wasn't happy, and I have everything I've ever wanted, and I know I'm so lucky and I'm so blessed, and I couldn't ask for more. So, you know, why was I so sad about small things and about small inconveniences happening when the bigger picture of my life is incredible and it's everything I've ever wanted? But I kind of just flipped the narrative and thought, you know, when you're young, you're so naive and like you don't really understand big problems. You know, you cry because your mum said you couldn't have that jelly cat or whatever. And I flipped the narrative and I thought, well, what about 80-year-old Flossie? Like, she would look back at me being this young, and I'd like to hope and think I'd be really proud of myself for like getting through the things I have and sort of growing from it, and you know, the things I've achieved. And I hope then it will just be like a big perspective thing. I saw this thing the other day as well. I really feel like a life guru right now, and it was like, stop trying to make your younger self proud, stop trying to make your older self proud. We're all here to grow, and there might be times you look back on, you're like, whoa, that was an era and a half and I'm not that person anymore. And I know for a lot of people you sort of still feel some sort of like shame or guilt over it because you're a different person now, but it's so normal. It's so normal. We're all human beings. Like, we're all growing up, we're all going through life, we all do things differently. Our relationships change, the way we talk to people change, the way we talk to ourselves changes. You know, it's like you can't regret anything. You know, all you can do is grow and grow into a good person. And if you know you're a good person, and the fact that you're even thinking about those times, or you can question yourselves over something, shows you're not a sociopath, because you care about your relationships and you care about the way you come across to other people. It's a fine line. It's a fine line of not caring what other people think about you and wanting to be an empath. Ooh, okay, someone said, what are your star signs? So I hate, or no I don't, I hate me for being the way I was. I used to, you know, take the piss out of girls who were really into star signs and stuff, but I'm so into it now. I have co-star and it's honestly kind of changed my life. So I'm an Aquarius star sign, and then I'm Cancer moon and Sagittarius rising, and it's so scarily accurate. It's so scarily accurate that I even feel like uncomfortable putting it out, because I'm like, oh my god, I'm really revealing my deepest, darkest personality traits with that one. I mean, I'm not to the stage of like, that is a big fat lie, I definitely have searched boy star signs. God. Ever thought about getting a pet? Yes, a lot, but I'm not going to. Short and snappy answer. The only short and snappy answer you're going to get this Q&A. Someone said, do you struggle being online? A bit of a double-edged sword. And also another thing I was thinking about recently, I feel like when people talk about struggling online, people whose jobs aren't online just instantly assume that's a hate thing, but it's right, how do I put this? It can sometimes be the investment, and sort of the investment is incredible, like the investment people have in your lives and even your welfare. Like honestly, your guys's, you know, comments and like concern for me like blows me away. But then also even that, sometimes I don't know how, I don't want it to come across like I'm like, don't do it, don't say that, you know, because it's obviously, it's from such a sweet place, but I'm reading those, I'm like, please don't worry about me, please don't worry about me. It's like everyone's got their own problems. I don't want to be on the list of someone else's problems. But then I also recently do feel like I have the balls to sort of talk about it, and I know it does help some people. I never know what to share. I never know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I never have. I don't think anyone has. I don't think anyone actually really knows where the line is, because everyone's line is so different. Also, it's so scary not knowing what to share, and also it's so scary sharing things, because I am growing up online and things are going to change, but I can't predict it. So I can't just stop sharing absolutely everything. Like, to be completely safe, I would. I'd have to film videos like this. You couldn't do it, actually. You just couldn't do it. It's physically impossible. Even you wear a clothing brand, they could be cancelled next week, you know. You never know. You never know. Like, anything could just completely flip around in the space of like 24 hours, and how are you supposed to know? And once again, as I sort of said before, it's that fine line of sort of not caring what other people think about you and then not wanting to offend. Obviously, I never want to offend anyone, but you feel like you're treading on eggshells sometimes, and there's never any excuse to be a wanker, to be honest. There's never any excuse to just be a nasty person, and that's not at all what I'm saying, or, you know, to have really horrendous opinions. That's not what I'm saying at all. But it can be like, oh my god, I don't want to upset anyone, and you don't know how to do that. I don't know. The thing is, there's no answer to it. I can't answer it because I'm still trying to figure it out. But I say I'm still trying to figure it out. There's no figuring out to do. It's just, it's the way it is. But on the contrary, it's the best thing in the world. It's the best thing in the world, like having this wonderful community, because I know we are like primarily girls, and I think it's really special, like having that sort of safe space online for us girls, where like we can all come together and all chat together. And I love that. I feel really blessed and really privileged that I do have a voice to a certain amount of people, and I can talk about things, whether they're really serious things, or we can just sit and laugh and watch me get a little bit drunk, or watch me do my makeup, or talk about clothes. It's literally like a little friendship. It's like a little bubble of people being nice to each other. And when the internet can feel so like... Someone left their watch at my house, and it's the noisiest beeper on it ever. It just randomly goes off every now and then. Let's wait for this to finish. Thank you. When the internet can feel really like kind of malicious sometimes. It's really comforting to come on. This is why I love YouTube. Another thing, right, I'm gonna round this video off here. I feel like I've spoken about everything I want to speak about. I've been posting on my other socials and stuff, and this is the thing. YouTube is my favorite, and YouTube is one of my favorite places because everyone on here is so nice. Like, the comments on here are always so lovely, and I feel so safe on here. But at the same time, YouTube is the most personal because it's my life and I film my life, so people take what I say and then move it onto other social medias, and sometimes I just don't feel strong enough for it, to be completely honest, and that is fine. That is fine, and it breaks my heart because there are so many videos I want to film, and I feel like you can tell I've just dropped off. Like I just have dropped off. So this video is like me speaking my piece, I guess, and just like closing this book, because I feel like I'm very ready to close it. Like, closing this sadness, this like weird time, because I'm not that girl anymore, and it's still gonna come back every now and then, but I think we're at the end. I think we're at the end, and I think it's coming to a close, and I think these like thoughts and feelings are coming to a close, and I don't want to speak too soon, but I really do. But I'm very grateful to all of you who have offered me so much love and so much support, and me saying I'm gonna put this coffee down because it's cold and grainy. I just mean, like, the worst of it's done. I feel like I'm out of that now, and I want to feel better again. You kind of feel like when you're in the midst of like, ugh, it's like I don't even want to feel better. Like, I just want this all to stop. Like, you're kind of, in a way, you're kind of just happy to sit and wallow in it. But who is she? Oh my god, wow, never heard of her. I can't see her because this is new and improved. But I'm happy. I'm enjoying winter walks with chai lattes and going on shopping dates with friends and taking myself out and cooking salmon and broccoli in the evenings, and going and buying earrings and rings and doing my makeup again, and having bubble baths and cleaning my flat and getting into fresh bed sheets. Just like all these simple things. I just needed to strip back my life. Strip back your life, girls. Simplify it. There's dust flying everywhere. Clearly didn't do a very good job of cleaning my flat. But yeah, that is the end of this video. Thank you all so much for watching it. I really do love you all so much. I'd love to give you all a big hug through this camera in my new fluffy dressing gown, which I got from Zara Home. But look at this. They left the beeper thing in it. Oh yeah, as well. A man down. But I do think this is the longest we've ever had nails on my fingers. I'm planning on going getting my nails done. I think I'm gonna take Haz to my nail lady. Honestly, anyone I can put onto her, I will. Don't forget to go and check out BetterHelp. I'm gonna have obviously all the information down below. Once again, the biggest thank you ever to them for sponsoring this video. It really fills my heart with a lot of joy, and my whole boob was just out my dressing gown. I really hope you couldn't see that. I love you. I haven't done this in a while. Sorry. I just realised I didn't say hey babes. Oh god, what am I like?